Hey everyone, welcome to today's lesson on Speakeasy English. I'm James, and I'm so excited to talk about something that can really take your English to the next level, talking to people in English. If you've ever felt nervous or unsure about speaking with others in English, you're not alone. A lot of learners feel that way at first, but trust me, this is one of the most powerful ways to improve your English. Why is it so important to talk to people in English? Well, for starters, it's the best way to improve your fluency. The more you practice speaking, the more natural the language becomes. You'll notice that you start thinking in English and expressing yourself more easily. It's like learning to ride a bike. The more you practice, the smoother it gets. On top of that, speaking with others really helps boost your confidence. At first, it might feel intimidating, but the more you talk, the more comfortable and confident you'll feel. Plus, every conversation is a chance to learn something new. You don't need to worry about making mistakes. Everyone does. And people are usually really supportive when they see you trying to speak their language. Another big benefit of speaking with others is that it improves your communication skills. It's one thing to learn vocabulary or grammar, but being able to use those words in real conversations is what makes them stick. Through speaking, you'll learn how to express yourself clearly, how to listen actively, and how to connect with others in a way that makes you feel more at ease. In today's video, I'm going to share some tips that will help you get started with talking to people in English, even if you're a beginner. We'll cover how to build your confidence, start simple conversations, and practice regularly so that talking to people becomes a natural part of your language journey. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Speak Easy English for more tips and lessons that'll help you improve your English every day. Let's get started and make speaking English a fun and easy part of your everyday life. 2. Build confidence. Building. Confidence in speaking English is one of the most important steps in your language learning journey. I know it can be intimidating to start speaking a new language, especially when you're still getting comfortable with it. But let me tell you, the more you practice, the easier it gets, and the more confident you'll become. In this section, we'll go over some practical tips to help you build your confidence when talking to people in English. Start with small conversations. One of the best ways to build confidence is to start small. You don't need to jump straight into long, complicated conversations. In fact, that could be overwhelming and discouraging. Instead, focus on starting short and simple conversations. The key is to make sure these exchanges are manageable and realistic for your current level. For example, begin by greeting someone or asking basic questions like, "How's your day going?" or "What did you do today?" You can start conversations with your friends, family members, or even strangers in situations like at the store or on public transport. These small interactions don't have to be perfect. They just need to be simple and enjoyable. Start with things that interest you or everyday topics you feel comfortable talking about. Maybe it's about your favorite hobbies, the weather, or current events. The more you practice these small exchanges, the more you'll feel comfortable with speaking in English. Don't worry about making mistakes. One of the biggest barriers to building confidence is the fear of making mistakes. But here's the thing. Mistakes are completely normal and even essential to learning a new language. Every time you make a mistake, you're learning something new, and you're one step closer to becoming fluent. Don't let fear of errors hold you back. Embrace them as part of the process. It's important to understand that everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. No one expects you to speak perfectly, especially in the early stages of learning a language. Instead of stressing about every little mistake, focus on the progress you're making. Mistakes don't define your ability to speak English. They show your willingness to try and improve. A great way to handle mistakes is to laugh it off and use them as learning moments. If you say something wrong, simply correct it and keep going. People will appreciate your effort and will be more than happy to help you if they notice a mistake. This positive attitude towards mistakes helps you build confidence and keeps you motivated. Practice speaking regularly. The key to building confidence is consistent practice. You won't improve if you only speak English once in a while. Instead, make speaking a regular part of your daily routine. The more you practice, the more familiar and comfortable you'll become with the language. And the best part? You don't always need a conversation partner to practice. You can practice by yourself too. Start by speaking out loud to yourself, even if it's just talking about your day or describing what you're doing. For example, if you're making breakfast, describe the process in English. I'm cracking the eggs, I'm frying the pancakes, or I'm putting the plates on the table. This might feel a little silly at first, but it's an excellent way to get used to hearing yourself speak English. Plus, it builds your confidence and gets you used to forming sentences on the spot. If you want to practice with someone else, consider finding a language partner or joining language exchange groups online. Platforms like Tandem or HelloTalk are great for connecting with people around the world who want to practice speaking English. These platforms often allow you to set up regular conversations with a partner so you can practice at your own pace. Even if you're nervous at first, remember that language partners are there to help you learn, not judge you. Additionally, you can use language learning apps that allow you to practice speaking with AI or through voice recognition. Apps like Rosetta Stone or Duolingo let you practice speaking on your own time, and you can get immediate feedback on your pronunciation and grammar. Speaking in different situations. Another way to build confidence is by speaking in various situations. Every time you engage in a new context, your comfort zone grows a little more. Start by using English in low-pressure situations, such as ordering food at a restaurant, asking for directions, or making small talk with a store clerk. As you become more confident in these simple interactions, you can gradually challenge yourself with more complex conversations. For instance, practice ordering a coffee in English with a barista. This is a perfect scenario because the conversation is typically predictable and the stakes are low. Then, try engaging in more extended conversations with people who share your interests, like talking about a recent movie or discussing your favorite sports team. You'll get more comfortable expressing your opinions and thoughts in English, which will build your confidence. Track your progress. Finally, it's important to track your progress along the way. Sometimes it's easy to feel like you're not improving, but when you look back at where you started, you'll realize just how far you've come. Keep a journal of your English conversations, noting down new words or expressions you've learned, and reflect on how much more fluent you sound each time you speak. Celebrate your small victories, whether it's completing a conversation without feeling anxious, remembering a new phrase, or simply speaking more naturally. These milestones will encourage you to keep practicing and remind you of the progress you've made. Building confidence takes time and effort, but it's completely achievable. Start with small conversations. Don't worry about making mistakes, and practice speaking regularly, whether by yourself or with a language partner. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident and fluent you'll become. So keep pushing forward, stay positive, and enjoy the process of improving your English. 3. Start with simple phrases. When it comes to speaking English, one of the easiest ways to build confidence and engage in conversations is by starting with simple phrases. These phrases are the building blocks of everyday communication and will help you feel more comfortable speaking with others. Even if you're just beginning, knowing how to start and respond in a conversation can go a long way. In this section, we'll look at common greetings, expressions, and questions that will make you sound natural and engaged when talking to people. Common greetings and expressions. The first step to any conversation is a greeting. Greetings are essential because they help break the ice and set a friendly tone. Here are a few common greetings and expressions you can use in various situations. How are you? This is one of the most common and polite ways to start a conversation. It's used when you meet someone for the first time or when you see someone you know. It's friendly, simple, and always appropriate for most situations. Example: Hi, how are you? The expected response could be, I'm good, thank you. How about you? What's up? This is a more casual, informal greeting used between friends or people you know well. It's perfect for relaxed situations, and it often doesn't require a detailed response. Example: Hey, what's up? The response could be, Not much, just relaxing. How about you? Nice to meet you. When you meet someone for the first time, this is a polite and friendly phrase to use. It's a great way to show that you're happy to get to know someone. Example: Hi, I'm James. Nice to meet you. A good response could be, Nice to meet you too. Using these greetings will help you get started in any conversation. They are simple, and you can easily remember them, even if you're nervous or just starting to learn English. Asking questions to engage people. Asking questions is another powerful way to keep a conversation going and show that you're interested in the other person. It's one of the easiest ways to practice speaking English and make the conversation more interactive. Questions not only help you learn more about others, but also encourage people to share their thoughts, which makes the conversation feel more natural. Here are some common questions you can use to engage people. Where are you from? This is a classic question that works in almost every situation. It's a great way to start a conversation, especially when meeting someone new. People often enjoy talking about their hometowns or countries, so it can open up a lot of topics. Example: Hi, where are you from? A common response: I'm from California. You can follow up with questions like, Oh, that's cool. What's it like there? What do you do? This question is ideal when you're talking to someone in a more professional or casual setting. It helps you learn about the person's occupation or interests and gives you more to talk about. Example: So, what do you do? Response: I'm a graphic designer. You can continue the conversation by asking, That sounds interesting. How did you get into graphic design? How long have you been learning English? This is a great question if you're talking to someone who's also learning English. It helps build a connection because you share a common experience, and it can lead to a discussion about language learning. Example: How long have you been learning English? Response: I've been studying for about a year now. You can follow up with, That's awesome. What's been the hardest part for you? What are your hobbies? Asking about hobbies or interests is another excellent way to keep a conversation going. People love talking about what they enjoy, and this question can open up conversations about a variety of topics, from sports to movies to travel. Example: What do you like to do in your free time? Response: I love playing soccer and hiking. You can keep the conversation flowing with, Wow, that sounds fun. How often do you go hiking? What's your favorite insert topic? You can use this question to dive deeper into personal preferences. It's great for talking about music, movies, food, and more. People love talking about their favorites, and this question can lead to fun and engaging conversations. Example: What's your favorite movie? Response: My favorite movie is The Dark Knight. You can ask, That's a great choice. What do you like most about it? By asking simple questions like these, you not only make the conversation flow more naturally, but also give the other person a chance to share more about themselves. This keeps the conversation interesting and engaging, helping you feel more comfortable as you practice English. Follow-up questions. Once you've asked an initial question and the other person responds, you can use follow-up questions to show interest and keep the conversation going. Follow-up questions are a great way to show that you're actively listening and engaged in the conversation. For example, if someone tells you they like a particular hobby, how did you get into that? Or, how long have you been doing that? If someone mentions where they are from, what's your hometown like? Or, what do you like most about living there? If someone shares a favorite activity, what's the best part about that for you? Or, do you do that often? These simple follow-up questions keep the conversation active and give you the chance to practice your English in different ways. The more you use them, the more natural speaking will feel. Using simple phrases in different contexts. Remember, simple phrases aren't just limited to casual chats with friends or strangers. They can be used in almost any context. Whether you're at work, school, or socializing, knowing how to greet people, ask about their interests, and show curiosity will help you engage in a variety of situations. Start by using these phrases in low-pressure situations, like talking to a barista or a colleague. As you get more comfortable, you'll find it easier to use them in more complex conversations. And the best part is, you don't have to worry about sounding perfect. The goal is to communicate and connect. Starting with simple phrases is an effective way to ease into conversations in English. By mastering common greetings, expressions, and engaging questions, you'll be able to participate in a wide range of conversations. Remember, the key to speaking English confidently is practice, so keep using these simple phrases whenever you can. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel, and soon enough, you'll be having full conversations in English with ease. 4. Listen actively. One of the most important skills in language learning is active listening. While speaking English is important, listening is equally crucial. When you listen actively, you not only understand what others are saying, but you also improve your own vocabulary, pronunciation, and comprehension. In this section, we'll explore why active listening is so important, how to pay attention to how people respond, and how to learn from their vocabulary and pronunciation. We'll also cover how to practice listening to different English accents so that you can become more adaptable and confident in your listening abilities. Pay attention to how people respond. When you're having a conversation in English, it's easy to get caught up in thinking about what you're going to say next. But to become a better speaker, it's just as important to listen carefully to how people respond to you. Active listening means focusing entirely on the speaker and understanding not just their words, but also their tone, emotion, and body language. Here's why paying attention to responses matters. Understanding the context. The way people respond to you gives you clues about the context of the conversation. Are they agreeing with you? Are they confused or excited? By paying attention to how they reply, you can adjust your responses accordingly. Learning conversational flow. Every conversation has a natural flow. By observing how others respond, you'll get a better sense of when it's your turn to speak and how to contribute meaningfully to the discussion. Cultural awareness. The way people respond also reveals cultural nuances. For example, in some cultures, people may respond more formally, while in others, they may be more relaxed or casual. Paying attention to these differences helps you adapt your language to different social settings. When you listen attentively, you can react appropriately and keep the conversation going without interruptions. It's important to show that you're genuinely interested in what the other person is saying. This will not only help you better understand the conversation, but it will also make the other person feel respected and valued. Learn from their vocabulary and pronunciation. Every conversation you have in English is an opportunity to learn new vocabulary and improve your pronunciation. By listening carefully to how native speakers and other learners speak, you can pick up words and expressions that you might not encounter in textbooks or lessons. Here's how you can learn from the vocabulary and pronunciation of others. Expand your vocabulary. When you're listening to someone, pay attention to words or phrases that you don't know. Jot them down and look them up later. Try to understand how they're used in context. This will help you understand the meaning and appropriate usage of new words. For example, if someone says, "I've been swamped with work," you can learn that swamped is a colloquial way of saying overwhelmed. Focus on pronunciation. Listening to how words are pronounced by native speakers is essential for improving your own pronunciation. Notice the stress on certain syllables, the rhythm of their speech, and the way they pronounce vowels and consonants. Over time, this will help you sound more natural when you speak. For instance, you may notice that the word schedule is pronounced differently in American and British English. Paying attention to these subtleties will help you refine your pronunciation. Learn sentence structures. By actively listening, you can also learn how to construct sentences more naturally. Notice how people connect ideas, use fillers like and you know, and how they make their sentences flow smoothly. This helps you sound more like a natural speaker rather than just following textbook structures. As you continue to listen and engage with others in English, you'll notice that you begin to use new words and phrases that you've picked up. This improves not only your vocabulary, but also the overall fluidity of your speech. Practice listening to different English accents. One of the challenges many English learners face is understanding different English accents. English is spoken all over the world, and people from various countries speak it with different accents and dialects. While it might feel difficult at first, Practicing listening to a variety of accents will help you become more adaptable and improve your overall comprehension. Here's how to practice listening to different English accents. Expose yourself to various accents. Watch movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos featuring speakers from different regions. For example, listen to American, British, Australian, and Canadian accents. You can also listen to English podcasts from speakers with different backgrounds. The more exposure you get, the more you'll train your ears to recognize the sounds and intonations of different accents. Listen to native speakers. Pay attention to the way native speakers from different countries express themselves. Notice the speed at which they speak and the types of words or phrases they use. Understanding their accents will not only help you in real-life conversations, but also improve your listening comprehension when you hear someone with an unfamiliar accent. Use language learning apps. There are many apps designed to help you listen to and understand different accents. For example, apps like BBC Learning English or Voice of America offer resources that feature a variety of accents from native speakers. You can also find interactive listening exercises on platforms like Duolingo or Rosetta Stone, which will help you practice listening in real-world scenarios. Slow down the audio. If you're struggling to understand a particular accent, try slowing down the audio. Most video or podcast platforms allow you to adjust the playback speed. Slowing things down can help you catch the individual sounds and words, making it easier to understand the accent. Repeat and shadow. A great way to get used to different accents is by shadowing. This involves listening to short segments of speech and repeating them out loud as accurately as possible. Focus on mimicking the speaker's tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. This will help you get comfortable with different accents and improve your overall listening and speaking skills. The power of active listening. Active listening is more than just hearing the words. It's about engaging with the speaker, processing the information, and responding thoughtfully. By focusing on how people respond, learning from their vocabulary and pronunciation, and practicing listening to different accents, you will significantly improve your English skills. Listening helps you become more familiar with the natural flow of the language, teaches you real-world expressions, and enhances your understanding of different speaking styles. To sum up, active listening is a powerful tool in your language learning journey. Pay attention to how people respond to you in conversations, learn from their vocabulary and pronunciation, and practice listening to a variety of English accents. By making listening a daily practice, you'll become a more confident and fluent speaker of English, ready to handle conversations with people from all around the world. Keep listening, stay engaged, and enjoy the process of learning. 5. Expand your vocabulary. Expanding your vocabulary is one of the most effective ways to improve your fluency and communication skills in English. The more words you know, the more confidently you can express yourself, and the more precisely you can understand others. A wide vocabulary allows you to engage in conversations on various topics, whether you're talking about daily life, work, or hobbies. In this section, we'll explore ways to expand your vocabulary by learning new words related to everyday topics, using various resources like language apps, books, and YouTube channels, and incorporating these new words into your daily conversations. Learn new words related to everyday topics. Start by focusing on vocabulary that is useful for daily interactions. These are words that you will encounter frequently in conversations, so having them in your vocabulary will help you feel more at ease when speaking. Here are a few everyday topics to focus on. Greetings and small talk, words and phrases used in greetings, introductions, and casual conversation. Examples include, "How's it going?" "I'm doing well, thanks." "What's new?" Shopping and food, vocabulary related to shopping, ordering food, and talking about meals. Examples, "How much is this?" "I'll take the coffee to go." "Could I have the bill, please?" Travel and directions, words you need when traveling or asking for directions. Examples, "Where is the nearest bus stop?" "Can you show me the way to the airport?" "I'm looking for a hotel." Work and hobbies, terms related to professional life, career, and personal interests. Examples, "I work in marketing." "My hobby is photography." "I'm interested in learning more about technology." By building your vocabulary in these categories, you'll be prepared for conversations about common day-to-day activities. Use language apps, books, or YouTube channels for new vocabulary. There are many tools available that can help you learn new vocabulary, from apps to books to online resources. Here are a few suggestions on how to use these tools effectively. Language apps. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and Babbel are excellent for learning new words. They break down vocabulary into bite-sized lessons, often categorized by topic. You can practice your vocabulary daily, and these apps often have quizzes and games to help you remember what you've learned. Books. Reading books, articles, or even blogs in English can expose you to new vocabulary. Start with books or materials that are appropriate for your current language level, and gradually challenge yourself with more complex texts. As you read, underline or note down new words, and look up their meanings in a dictionary or online. YouTube channels. Many YouTube channels focus on vocabulary building for language learners. Channels like English with Lucy, BBC Learning English, and Engvid regularly upload lessons on specific vocabulary topics. Watching these videos will not only introduce new words, but also give you context on how to use them in real-life conversations. The key is consistency. The more regularly you engage with these resources, the more vocabulary you will acquire. Use these new words in conversations. Simply learning new words is not enough. You need to use them to make them part of your active vocabulary. One of the best ways to do this is by incorporating new words into your daily conversations. Here are some strategies to help. Start small. When you learn a new word, try using it in a sentence right away. For example, if you've learned the word amazing, you can say, "That's an amazing movie," or "I had an amazing time yesterday." The more you use the word, the more natural it will become. Find opportunities to speak. Engage in conversations with language partners, friends, or even by yourself. Practice speaking with new words in real situations, such as during lunch with friends or while describing your day. Write with new words. Another great way to remember new vocabulary is by writing. Keep a daily journal or write short stories that incorporate new words. This will help reinforce what you've learned and improve your overall writing skills. Use synonyms. Learning synonyms for common words will help you express yourself more clearly. For example, instead of always saying happy, try using words like joyful, content, or pleased. Expanding your vocabulary in this way makes you sound more sophisticated and fluent. By actively using the new vocabulary you've learned, you will retain it better and be able to speak more confidently and naturally. Sixth, practice. Pronunciation. Pronunciation is a critical aspect of learning English because it directly impacts your ability to communicate effectively. If your pronunciation is unclear or difficult to understand, it can create barriers in communication, even if you know all the right words. In this section, we'll explore how to focus on clear pronunciation, practice key sounds, and use tools like YouTube or apps to help with your pronunciation. Focus on clear pronunciation, especially key sounds. English pronunciation can be tricky because many words are not pronounced the way they are written. However, focusing on key sounds and patterns will make a big difference in how well you speak. Here are a few key areas to focus on. Vowel sounds. English has many vowel sounds that are different from those in other languages. For example, the difference between the short vowel sound in sit and the long vowel sound in seat. Practice these sounds by listening carefully to native speakers and imitating their pronunciation. Consonant sounds. Some consonant sounds in English can be difficult, such as the difference between the in think and s in sit. Focus on pronouncing each consonant clearly, especially those that might be challenging for speakers of your native language. Word stress. English is a language that relies heavily on word stress. In some words, the meaning can change depending on which syllable is stressed. For example, record, noun, versus record, verb. Pay attention to how native speakers stress different parts of words and practice mimicking their pronunciation. Repeat phrases and listen to native speakers for guidance. One of the best ways to improve your pronunciation is through repetition. This means repeating words and phrases multiple times until you feel comfortable with their pronunciation. You can do this in the following ways. Shadowing technique. Shadowing involves listening to a native speaker and trying to imitate their pronunciation exactly. You can do this with YouTube videos, podcasts, or any audio material in English. Listen to short clips, pause, and repeat what you hear, trying to match the speaker's tone, rhythm, and stress. Record yourself. Recording yourself speaking can help you identify areas for improvement. When you listen to your recordings, compare them with native speakers and take note of the differences in pronunciation. This will help you become more aware of areas where you need to improve. Practice tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are a fun way to practice challenging sounds and improve your fluency. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore. They help improve your clarity and speed while speaking. Use tools like YouTube or apps to practice. There are many tools available that can help you improve your pronunciation. YouTube channels. Channels like Rachel's English, English with Lucy, and Pronunciation Pro offer free lessons and exercises focused on English pronunciation. These channels provide clear guidance on how to pronounce different sounds, stress syllables, and improve your accent. Language apps. Apps like Speechling, Elsa Speak, and Forvo are designed to help learners practice pronunciation. They often provide feedback on how accurately you're pronouncing words and suggest ways to improve. Online dictionaries. Many online dictionaries, such as Cambridge Dictionary and Merriam-Webster, provide audio pronunciations of words by native speakers. You can listen to these audio clips to understand the correct pronunciation of new words. By focusing on expanding your vocabulary and practicing pronunciation, you can make significant strides in your English language learning. Learning new words related to everyday topics and using them in conversations will help you sound more natural and confident. Meanwhile, practicing clear pronunciation, focusing on key sounds, and using helpful tools like YouTube or apps will ensure that others can easily understand you. Keep practicing, and you'll see steady improvement in both your speaking and listening abilities. 7. Join conversations in English. One of the most effective ways to improve your English skills is by actively participating in conversations. Engaging in real-time conversations allows you to practice your speaking and listening abilities while also building confidence. When you're speaking with others, you gain a deeper understanding of how the language works in a social setting. In this section, we'll explore how to find language exchange partners, join English-speaking communities, and use online platforms like Tandem or HelloTalk to interact with native speakers and learners from around the world. Find language exchange partners or communities. A language exchange partner is someone who speaks the language you want to learn and who wants to learn your language. This mutual exchange allows both parties to practice speaking in a supportive and non-judgmental environment. You can help your partner with your native language while they assist you in improving your English. Finding a language exchange partner can be a game changer in your learning process. Here are some ways to find language exchange partners or communities. Local language meetups. Many cities have language exchange events where people gather to practice different languages. Websites like Meetup or Eventbrite offer listings of language exchange events in your area. This is a great way to meet people in person, practice speaking English, and also socialize with people from different cultures. Social media groups. Social media platforms like Facebook, Reddit, or Discord host groups for English learners. You can join these communities to connect with like-minded individuals who want to improve their English. Some groups also offer structured learning sessions, discussions, and language practice events, allowing you to interact in English regularly. Language exchange websites. Websites like Conversation Exchange and Speaky allow you to find language exchange partners who speak English. These platforms connect people from around the world and provide a safe space to chat, practice, and learn from each other. By joining a language exchange, you'll gain valuable speaking experience and exposure to various accents and slang, which will make you feel more comfortable using English in any situation. Participate in group chats, forums, or English-speaking events. If you're not able to meet people in person, participating in group chats or forums can be an excellent alternative. These platforms allow you to practice your written English, interact with others, and learn new vocabulary related to different topics. Plus, you can engage in multiple conversations at the same time, making it easy to practice. Here's how to participate in group chats and forums. Reddit. Subreddits like r English Learning and r Language Exchange are fantastic places to discuss language learning strategies, share resources, and practice English. You can post questions, participate in discussions, and interact with other learners or fluent speakers. Language exchange apps. Tandem and HelloTalk are two popular apps where you can connect with native speakers and learners from all over the world. These apps allow you to send text, voice messages, and even make video calls with people who are interested in language exchange. Some of these platforms also have built-in translation features, which can be helpful when you're learning new words or phrases. Discord communities. Discord is home to many language learning communities. You can join English learning servers where you can practice speaking, writing, and listening to English with other learners or native speakers. These servers often include voice channels where you can chat in real time, participate in challenges, and play language games. Online events. Websites like Eventbrite and Meetup list virtual events, such as webinars, online seminars, and workshops that are conducted in English. Participating in these events can give you exposure to both formal and informal English, depending on the type of event. By engaging in group chats and forums, you can consistently practice your English and get used to different ways of speaking and writing. Online language exchange platforms or apps, Tandem, HelloTalk. In today's digital age, online language exchange apps like Tandem and HelloTalk have revolutionized the way people practice languages. These apps connect learners with native speakers for real-time conversations. You can chat via text, voice messages, or video calls, which will help you improve all aspects of your language skills, from speaking to listening. Tandem. Tandem is a popular app that connects language learners from all over the world. You can filter users by language, location, and learning goals, allowing you to find someone who matches your specific needs. The app provides options for text, voice, and video chats, so you can choose the method that suits you best. Tandem also includes professional tutors if you want to have structured lessons. HelloTalk. HelloTalk is another excellent app that allows you to practice English with native speakers. It has unique features like instant translation, text correction, and voice notes, making it easier for beginners to communicate. You can search for conversation partners based on their location, interests, and language skills. HelloTalk also has a Moments feature where users post in English and you can comment and practice writing in English. By using these apps regularly, you'll not only improve your speaking skills, but also get real-time feedback from native speakers, which can significantly enhance your learning experience. 8. Learn cultural contexts. Language learning isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. Understanding the cultural contexts in which certain expressions and words are used is equally important. Language is deeply tied to culture, and knowing how people in English-speaking countries communicate will make you sound more natural and respectful. In this section, we'll explore the importance of learning cultural contexts, understanding cultural differences in communication styles, and practicing common expressions and idioms that are commonly used in daily conversations. Understand cultural differences in communication styles. Each culture has its own way of communicating, and the way people speak can vary greatly across regions, countries, and even social settings. By learning about the communication styles of English-speaking countries, you can avoid misunderstandings and communicate more effectively. Formality versus informality. In some English-speaking cultures, like the United States, people often use informal language, even in professional settings. For example, it's common to say hi instead of hello, or to address someone by their first name rather than their title. In contrast, countries like the UK and Canada tend to be more formal in certain settings, especially in business or official contexts. Direct versus indirect communication. People from some English-speaking cultures, such as those in the United States and Australia, tend to be more direct in their communication. They might say exactly what they mean without much hesitation. In contrast, British people may be more indirect and polite in their approach, using phrases like "I would suggest" or "it might be a good idea." Understanding these nuances will help you navigate conversations more effectively. Small talk. In many English-speaking cultures, especially in the US and UK, engaging in small talk is common in social situations. People often talk about the weather, their hobbies, or recent events to build rapport. Understanding this aspect of communication will help you feel more comfortable in casual conversations. Practice common expressions and idioms used in daily conversations. Another important aspect of English is its use of idioms and expressions that are often not directly translatable into other languages. These idioms can be challenging for learners, but they're essential for sounding more natural when speaking. Common phrases. English speakers use many informal phrases in their daily conversations. Some examples include, "What's up?" a casual greeting, "Catch you later," goodbye, "Hang in there," encouragement during tough times. Idioms. Idioms are expressions whose meanings aren't directly derived from the individual words. For example, break the ice, to start a conversation or ease tension. Spill the beans, to reveal a secret. Bite the bullet, to do something unpleasant but necessary. Cultural references. In addition to idioms, understanding cultural references will help you relate better to English speakers. These references might include famous historical events, movies, or pop culture trends. For example, someone might say, "It's like The Great Gatsby," referring to the famous novel to describe an extravagant party. By practicing these common expressions and idioms, you'll begin to speak more like a native and understand the subtle cultural references in everyday conversations. By joining conversations in English and learning about cultural contexts, you'll significantly enhance your language skills. Language exchange platforms, group chats, and online communities allow you to practice English regularly with native speakers and learners. Understanding cultural differences in communication and incorporating common expressions and idioms into your conversations will help you sound more natural and connect with others on a deeper level. Keep engaging with different speakers, practice cultural awareness, and you'll find yourself speaking English with ease and confidence. 9. Stay motivated. Learning a new language, especially one as widely spoken as English, can sometimes feel overwhelming. However, staying motivated is crucial to ensuring consistent progress. In this section, we'll explore some practical strategies to help you maintain motivation throughout your English learning journey. By setting small goals, celebrating your progress, and keeping track of your learning, you can build lasting momentum and continue improving your skills. Set small goals. When you're learning English, setting small and achievable goals is essential. These mini milestones help you stay focused and give you a sense of accomplishment as you hit each target. Instead of aiming for large, intimidating goals like speak perfect English, break your journey down into more manageable steps. For example, you could set a goal like talk to someone in English every day. Whether it's a brief conversation with a language partner, a chat with a colleague, or even a friendly greeting at the store, engaging in small daily conversations helps build your confidence and reinforces what you've learned. Learn 5 new words every day. Committing to learning a set number of new words each day is a simple yet effective way to expand your vocabulary. Practice pronunciation for 10 minutes each day. Consistency is key when it comes to improving pronunciation. By dedicating even a small amount of time each day, you'll gradually improve your speaking clarity. Write in English every day. Whether it's journaling, writing short stories, or texting a friend, daily writing practice helps solidify your grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Small goals like these make it easier to track your progress and prevent burnout. They ensure that you are constantly learning, improving, and reinforcing your English skills. Celebrate progress. No matter how small, it's easy to become discouraged when learning a language, especially when you feel like you're not making quick progress. But it's important to celebrate every victory, no matter how small it may seem. Every time you use a new word or phrase correctly, or hold a conversation without feeling overwhelmed, you've made progress. Here are a few ways to celebrate. Track your milestones. Keep a language learning journal to record new words, phrases, or grammar rules that you've mastered. When you look back, you'll see how much progress you've made. Reward yourself. After reaching a small goal, treat yourself to something you enjoy, like a favorite snack or a relaxing activity. Acknowledge improvement. Take a moment to appreciate your effort. Even if you're not where you want to be yet, remember that language learning is a journey, not a race. Celebrating your achievements helps reinforce positive habits and keeps you motivated to continue learning. Keep a journal to track your language. Learning journey. Another powerful tool to maintain motivation is keeping a language learning journal. Writing in a journal allows you to track your progress, reflect on your challenges, and identify areas where you need improvement. Here are some tips for using a journal effectively. Daily entries. Write down what you've learned each day, new vocabulary, phrases, or grammar rules. Reflect on the conversations you had or the challenges you faced. This will help you see your progress over time. Record your mistakes. Don't be afraid to note down mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, and by documenting them, you can review them later to avoid repeating them. Set goals in your journal. Write down specific goals you want to achieve and check them off as you complete them. This will give you a sense of accomplishment and motivation to keep going. Review your progress. Regularly look back at your journal to see how far you've come. You'll be amazed at how much you've learned, and this will keep you motivated. Stay consistent. Consistency is key to language learning. Even on days when you feel discouraged, try to do something in English, whether it's listening to a podcast, reading an article, or chatting with a friend. Small, consistent actions add up over time, leading to significant improvement. 10. Conclusion. To summarize, talking to people in English is one of the best ways to improve your fluency, build confidence, and enhance your communication skills. By following the tips we've discussed, such as building confidence, starting with simple phrases, listening actively, expanding your vocabulary, and joining conversations, you can make consistent progress. Remember to stay motivated by setting small, achievable goals, celebrating your progress, and tracking your learning journey. The key takeaway is that learning a language is a continuous process. There's no perfect point, but with regular practice and dedication, you will continue to improve and become more comfortable speaking in English. So, I encourage you to start practicing today. Set your first goal, whether it's speaking English with a friend or learning 5 new words. The more you engage with the language, the more natural it will feel. And remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're a part of the learning process. Finally, I'd love to hear about your experiences. Have you tried any of these tips? What has helped you the most in your language learning journey? Please share your thoughts or questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to respond. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips on improving your English. Thanks for watching, and happy learning.